Welcome, Armored Warriors! Last up in our tour of all the Tier 8 tanks in Armored Warfare is the XM8. Well, I guess technically there are a couple arty, but as far as I'm concerned, artillery doesn't exist. So I'm not going to be doing videos of those because I do not want to encourage anyone to drive arty. But the XM8, on the other hand, is a phenomenal tank and one of my favorite Tier 8s. It is basically like the Stingray or the Stingray 2, but like most tanks, especially at Tier 8, they don't tend to be as overpowered as you'd expect them to be. They couldn't be, or else they'd just slaughter everyone. So it's not as overpowered as the Stingrays were, but it plays pretty much the same. And now we have Will Toronto down in front of us, and he's the commander of the 8th Canadian Hussars, so he's a very good player. So I want to be very careful about engaging him, but he's gotten himself into a really bad spot here, and he's now surrounded, and we're going to make easy work of him. I don't know what he was doing this far forward this early in the game. And I'm going to sit on this hill. This hill here is somewhat safe. The position I'm in right now isn't particularly safe. There's often enemy tanks over to your left, but there doesn't seem to be in this battle, so I feel I'm safer being up here than I normally would. Yeah, normally you'd have to watch for fire coming into your left there. But behind the rock, a bit over to my right here, is much safer, and you're usually safe from most of the enemy team. So I'm happy to sit here and try and get pot shots at anyone I can, and thanks to the warning, we notice someone's coming up behind us and is trying to flank. And I'm still in a fairly good position here, fairly safe, because I'm hull down. And, oh, unfortunately, we ricochet off of the roof, and that's his biggest weak spot. So that should have penetrated. So let's go for it again. And, yeah, we get a nice high roll on that one. And, unfortunately, we got HE loaded. And we penetrate the side with HE, and it does virtually no damage, so we'll have to load AP again. And we get a kill. And now I do not like being kind of surrounded here, but luckily there was no one over to our left over there, so actually it is fairly safe. And of course, those guys are all surrounded, and they were waiting for me to peek out. They were ignoring all the other guys around them, waiting to take a shot at me. Isn't that always the way? So now I'm going to try and keep this rock in between me and them, and just peek out to shoot, and try and stay hull down as much as possible, so they're only shooting at the front of my turret, and I have pretty much anything to shoot at on their tank. So this is a pretty good position to be in. So I'll just peek out, take a quick shot, and then hide back in cover. And unfortunately we got a low roll there on high explosive, so we'll go back to armor penetrating again. And we'll hopefully clear up these guys before there are going to be guys coming around behind me pretty soon, it looks like. And if I could, we'll load heat here because the TDs have no armor at all, so if you can, load heat against them whenever possible, because you'll still penetrate, but you'll do a lot more damage. And basically, TDs and AFVs and recon vehicles are the only reason you should ever fire heat, because heat typically will bounce almost every shot against a main battle tank or any of the more armored tanks. And there we get another kill there. And now it's time to start worrying about the guys coming up behind us. And unfortunately I get spotted. And oh no, I've gotten myself in a bad position here now. Now I'm surrounded, so we'll try and get back into cover, and we'll try and stay hull down and try and go at these guys. I was expecting him to come up at me, but it looks like he's going for my friend, so we'll try and get a shot into his rear. And now I've gotten myself between 3 enemy tanks, so I'm going to have to play this very carefully. And we'll take a shot at his rear armor now. I thought this guy would have been worrying about the Ramka, but apparently he's watching me, so I probably should have gone over the hill there, but I wanted to fight him instead of run away. And we get another kill, and now I can worry about these guys. So we'll take a quick shot, and oh, there was a rock behind the bush, and we blow that shot. And then our Ramka moves just at the worst time, and we have to readjust our aim to a point that bounces, so we just blew 2 shots there, or else that would have been 1,000 more damage. And now it's all but over, and this was the XM8, the Tier 8 light tank in Armoured Warfare. Thanks for watching, everyone.